Hello there. Listen to Rabbi Hirsch's new podcast, Listen Now, in These Times, with Rabbi Amiel Hirsch. So, Rabbi Hirsch has a podcast. Did you hear about it? You should check it out. It's got music in it. The theme song is by yours truly on this guitar, recorded. And you know the song. You know what song it is. I'm going to come find you. I'm not in Facebook yet, but I know I'm live via Zoom. So, yes, Stephen Wise is live right now via Zoom. Okay, that's me. Okay. Hi, friends. I'm getting into the chat now. You're hoping for rain all day in Miami. Terry. Let's pray for rain. Cantor Joe. Joe is here. Hey, Joe. Sending my best to you and the family, and the Flaxman family. Sending prayers to your father and to all of your family. We're thinking of you all Shabbos. Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you. Almost Shavua Tov. Good Shabbos. Michael Joseph, Cantor Singer. Hi, how are you? How you doing, Michael Joseph? I saw you all weekend. Great to have you with us. Hiya, Arieki. Wonderful. Shalom to you. And boa noite. Shavua Tov, Ima. Manishma. Good evening, Terry. Hi, Robert. How you doing? Eileen, Shavua Tov to you. Hope all is well. Jerry, wonderful to see you. Florida, Port St. Lucie in Florida. Wow, sounds dreamy, even if it's rainy. Hi, Arieki. Exceptional Kabbalat Shabbat. Thank you. Yes, we had a good time on Shabbos, and we had a great bat mitzvah this morning. I'm a wee bit tired because I took a nap. I just got up from a nap. We had there was quite a celebration for this bat mitzvah. She was a dear friend. Hi, Terry. Arieki, Cantor Joe. Oh, I don't see Joe here. Anyway, thinking of you. Wait a minute. It says the live video has ended. What's going on here? Am I no longer live? Let me see here. Did it end my video? Looks like it ended my video. That was 6 minutes ago. It says it's live. Okay, no, it's still here. That's very strange. Yeah, I'm still on Facebook. Okay, well, I might as well get started before I get bumped off. Is it not working on YouTube or somewhere else? Or on the shul website? Let me know. I'm here. Thanks, Gerald. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm going to get you all enough chit-chat here. I'm going to get the prayer book up. And, yeah. Okay. Blessings for the home, Havdalah. Share the screen. Oh, the things we do. Sharing is caring, folks. Here we go. And if you have Havdalah implements, if you have a candle, you can light it at home. Yeah, make some light of some kind. Some wine, spices, and you'll be good. And we'll sing some prayers together. Hine me'el yeshuati, hine el yeshuati avtach velo evcha, yozi v'zimrat ya Adonai, v'hini li yeshua. שבתם מים בששון ממעלה הישועה, שבתם מים בששון ממעלה הישועה, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון. שבתם מים בששון ממעלה הישועה, שבתם מים בששון ממעלה הישועה, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון, מים 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 בששון. Adonai Yeshua Lam Chavircha Techasera, Adonai Tzvot Imanu Niskav Lanu Elohei Yaakov Sera, Adonai Tzvot Ashrei Adam Boteach Ba, Adonai Hoshia Amelech Yadnenu V'Yom Korenu La'Yehudim La'Yetahu ושמחה וששון ויקר. כן תהיה לנו Haitahora, V'simcha, V'sason, V'ikar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei beri hagofen borei beri hagofen yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la la yalla yalla la 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei besamim borei minei besamim ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Amavdil ben kodesh lechol Amavdil ben kodesh lechol Amavdil ben kodesh lechol Chatoteinu yimchol Zarenu v'chosmenu yarbe kechol V'chal kochavim Do you see any stars? Malayla Shavua tov 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 A good week of peace May gladness reign and joy increase A good week of peace May gladness reign and joy increase Eliyahu Hanavi Eliyahu Hatishvi Eliyahu Agiladi Miriam tirboritano letakene taolam bimera yaminu itavinu elme Yeshua elme Yeshua Miriam Hanavia Osvazim Raveyana Miriam Tirkoditano Letagiyazim Ratolam Miriam Tirkoditano Letakenet Ahotam Shavuot Tov, may you have a good week, may you find that happiness you seek. Shavuot Tov, may your week be fine, may it be as sweet as the Sabbath one. Shavuot Tov. Okay, Shavuot Tov, everybody. Okay, stop share. Okay, friends. Checking in with you all. My volume is off. Is on the soft side. My volume is on the soft side. Let's see here. I just muted myself in Zoom. Okay. I'm going to go to audio settings. Let me see here. Output level. It's for speaker. Input level, automatically adjust. Yeah, I can change that. It was on auto, and now I'm changing it to my own setting, and it looks like it's pretty loud. See if that's better. Oh, wow. Secular birthday. Donna Donna. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I do continue to strum with my left hand. Yeah, it's kind of a thing I do. Like playing the guitar or playing the piano. Shavuot Tov from West Virginia. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Nayaki. All right. Jerry Friedman, 41st. She was born on the 41st day of the Omer. So her Hebrew birthday was yesterday. Tomorrow is her secular birthday. So we're going to sing Donna Donna. Because all I think about is donut, donut. Because that's where my mind is. Donut, donut. I'm like the Homer Simpson of the Cantorate. Here, just a minute. Joan Baez, Donna Donna lyrics. Because it's really okay. It's really Joan Baez song here. I just can't stand it. My guitar keeps going out of tune. Here, just a minute. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him, there's a swallow swinging swiftly through the sky. Ah, the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 donna. Let's try that again, everybody. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a gold mournful eye. High above him there's a swallow, winging swiftly through the sky. All the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Do-na-do-na-do-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do, do-na-do-na-do-na, do-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do. That's what I'm doing. That's for you, Kathy. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow, proud and free? How?
Okay, but I'm like used to
There
this
is an
lifestyle.
advertisement. This is what I don't like about these sites.
Avoid errors. Get back to business.
Sorry about this, folks. A pop-up ad just came on. All right. Is this like a film going on? Where is this film coming from? Oh, it's in a different window. A pop-up totally came. Daily Motion. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for that wonderful commercial. How dare you interrupt? It's Jerry's birthday. All right, stop complaining. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow so proud and free? How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Do-na-do-na-do-na-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do, do-na-do-na-do-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do. Here, just give me just a minute. I'm going to share my screen just so you can see. John Baez. Okay, John Baez. Here we go, friends. Sing with me. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow so proud and free? How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Do-na-do-na-do-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do, do-na-do-na-do-na-do-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do. Calves are easy bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow has learned to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Do-na-do-na-do-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do, do-na-do-na-do-na, do-na-do-na-do-na-do. Speaking of Don, I met a guy. His name is Don David Lusterman. He is on this book. Getting back to genealogy, I uncovered the Singer genealogy in this family from Lithuania, Kovno, Lithuania. I found out that my father was from there, but for years I had been encountering this same. I had been encountering the same family since I was in Michigan. Oh, you're welcome, Jerry. Happy birthday. Yeah, it was a funny interruption, wasn't it? It was actually the film Elf that was interrupting me. It was a pop-up. The film Elf, which happens to have Stephen Wise in it, and I'm writing a review about it. So for some reason, it just powered up. The film started to come up. And it's a Christmas story about an elf from the North Pole, played by Will Ferrell. Ferrell. And he goes to New York looking for his father. So I related to it in many respects. So I called it Elf on Myself. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf? Well, you'll enjoy Elf on Myself because I found it very self-referential. Because you can find Stephen Wise in it, and because I relate a lot to the character Elf. And yeah, it's on 68th Street. You'll see at the 50-minute mark, the kid coming out of school, his half-brother, is coming out of school. That's the York Prep, which is the original Free Synagogue house and the Jewish Institute of Religion, which is now HUC. But before 1950, it was the Jewish Institute of Religion, and it was a separate institution from the Reform movement. It was not part of the Reform movement. It was a competing institution developed by Rabbi Wise, pro-Zionist at a time when the Reform movement was not Zionist, very anti-Zionist in Cincinnati. And after the formation of Israel, after Rabbi Wise died, they merged. And once again, that merger is in the news because I guess the state of Ohio is investigating that contract because of they're ending the program in Cincinnati. So I don't know if that matters or not, but just an interesting bit about Elf. Thank you, Jerry. Anyway, so this guy Don, I ran into him. I've been running into the same family. I've been renting out to them. It's the Singer family. That's my dad's family. I didn't know it for all this time. I was renting space to them, to Joseph Singer and to Josef Feigelson, who's a part of this family from Kovno, Lithuania. And he's definitely a blood relative. It's confirmed by DNA, and the story is kind of wild. Anyway, this guy Don, Don Lusterman, it turns out he went to University of Michigan just like me, and he attended HUC just like me. Well, he went there for his doctorate in composition. He studied Dr. Werner, who was the head of the program. He was supposed to have taken over for him at some point. He ended up, though, becoming a psychologist. So I'm going to be meeting with him, Don David Lusterman. He was part of the family that translated this poetry and the book that's all about their family history of this cantor singer, Chaim Singer. And his poetry is in Yiddish, and it's really amazing. It's called I Will Sing You a New Verse. And it's kind of a cool part of the story of this genealogical discovery. Anyway, you remember seeing this in summer camp, Marcia. That's very cool. Imagine. All right. Yeah, stop complaining, damn it. All right. Oyisegoy. Danot. Okay. Misha Berach. Okay, yeah, I can do Misha Berach. All right. Good. All right. Let's do to everything turn. All right. Let's share. Sharing is caring. So anyway. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be loved, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time of love, a time of hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven. Okay. Turn, turn, turn. Ecclesiastes. Speaking of turn, 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 we have a festival next week. Next Saturday is going to be, what's the holiday, everybody? Boys and girls, what's the holiday, friends? What? Come on, everybody, tell me what holiday it is next Saturday, Sunday. We have a festival, Sunday morning, Saturday night. Yeah, it's a festival. It's called Shavuos. It's Shavuos, it's Shavuos. There's a funny song called Shavuos. Look it up. By a hilarious female comedian. It's so funny. It's so funny. Okay. Imagine. Okay. As you know, I always feel awkward singing this song. We're hearing it at a bat mitzvah party, right after we're praying in a synagogue. After B'nai Mitzvah, they often have this in their video montages. Imagine there's no religion, you know? It's kind of an awkward thing. I mean, I get it, but it's kind of a weird dichotomy coming out of B'nai Mitzvah and hearing this song. But anyway. I imagine my Polish communist family, my Polish Jewish communists, the founders of kibbutzim, Marxists, probably ascribe to this song. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. Isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you care. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad. All right, that's my little take on it. Adonai is one. We are one. One people, one God. Okay, turn. Thank you, Kathleen. Shavuos, it's Shavuos. Look it up. It's so funny. So you remember singing that at summer camp. That's great. You're welcome, Jerry. It was a funny intro. We sing Imagine No Religion. Maybe we can contextualize it. Maybe the meaning we can take is imagine there's no dogmatic religion. There you go. Religion mired in politics instead of justice. Fill in the blanks. Yeah, I like that. I think of it just as fundamentalism. I think of it as a fundamentalist mindset. Georgia on my mind. Okay. Elohai Netzur. Okay. See, I think of it as fundamentalist. It's not the religion itself, it's how we interpret it to justify our own mindset. You know, that many of the things, some people, I just talking with a cantor the other day, who thought that a lot of the things that are in the Torah are the source of the hatred that we have in the world. And that's, you know, my response to that is, yeah, there are things in the Torah that we certainly disagree with, but you know, I see it as looking at like old pictures of family, or looking at old documents. You know, it's what was thought at that time. There are things that were said in past generations that we don't believe in, There are things that are said in the Torah we don't believe in. There are things, things change over time. And it's just, it's a document that contains many things in it, and things we agree with, things we don't agree with. And, I just don't like the fundamentalism part of it. That's all. Fundamentalist religion, where you take a literal interpretation of one verse of the Old Testament, but yet you don't believe in the Old Testament, but you use that one verse to justify your hatred of a people. And I think that's where it gets wrong. Anyway, I'm not going to pontificate right now. I'll leave that. Thank you, Eileen. Wonderful, soothing, reassuring. You're welcome, Kathleen. Kol haolam kulo gesher tzar meod. Okay. Let's do gesher tzar meod. Because we are on a narrow bridge. So, the whole world is a narrow bridge. Let's pull it up for you guys. Hebrew songs. It's so badly formatted, it's crazy. Okay, but hopefully you can read it. Okay, here we go. So yeah, it's a matter of interpretation, People usually try to see the meaning. It's like looking at pictures of things. People try to see the meaning that justifies their mindset or what they think. It's like art. If you didn't have those biases to begin with, you wouldn't be interpreting it that way, I think. I don't know. There's many things we don't have to agree with every word in the Torah. Kol haolam kulo. Kol haolam kulo. Gesher tzar meod. Gesher tzar meod. Gesher tzar meod. Kol haolam kulo. Gesher tzar meod. Gesher tzar meod. Kol ve'ayikar lo lefachet ve'ayikar lo lefachet Gesher tzar meod. Gesher tzar meod. Gesher tzar meod. Kol haolam kulo. Gesher tzar meod. Gesher tzar meod. Ve'ayikar lo lefachet Okay. Whole world is a narrow bridge, but don't be afraid. That's the most important thing. Don't be afraid. Hey, M, the famous cellist from Brooklyn, who plays with orchestras and is now having a burgeoning career as a concert cellist. My sister, the cellist. She thought she was going to be a doctor. She thought she would be a lawyer. She thought she would work for the city of New York. But instead, she took on a career as a cellist. And I'm proud of you. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your concert, but thanks for sending the video, and I will take a look at it. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, bechukotai. Yeah, bechukotai. Chukim. People don't like chukim. Chukim, it's it gets you in a bind. The bechukotai. It gets you in a bind. A tie. Get it? Chukotai. I'm not wearing a tie right now, but I think of chukotai. It's the Israel wrestles with God. That's right. That's right, Jerry. We wrestle with God. We don't have to agree with everything. You don't have to. It's not a litmus test of faith. So Geshet Meod Elohai Netzur. Thank you, everyone. Very sweet of you. Listen. Oh, listen. Oh, Marcia Rofel is here, folks. Marcia is responsible for getting me into this whole mess. Okay, I'm just going to give credit where credit is due. It's your fault, Marcia. It's not entirely your fault, but you're the one who connected me to my mentor, Cantor Stephen Dubov, Alav Shalom, who was the one who really pushed me into this, literally announcing from the Bima years before I even decided I was becoming a cantor. Cantor Stephen Dubov was announcing from the pulpit at Beth El in West Bloomfield Hills, Detroit, in the Michigan. I was called there to sing in the choir by Marcia Raphael, who was coordinating the choir for him. And I got this note. I was just there last week. That's where I was. I was in Michigan, Marcia. And I went to the very room where I got the note in my box. There's no more mailboxes there. They don't have that. They just have email probably now. But it's this room that's in the middle of the school, the music school, which was open. Of course, I ran into an Israeli pianist while I was there who sang with a great synagogue choir, which is where I went to after I was in cantorial school. Anyway, that note, that fateful note that was left there in that box, led me to Cantor Stephen Dubov. I thought I was going to end up at Temple Israel, which is where my family was, where I just went to see her, actually. Judy had taken me for the high holidays. Judy Miller, our cousin, my dad's first cousin, who he grew up with in Detroit, downtown Detroit. And I visited their shul, Shaare Tzedek, the old Shaare Tzedek. I went to the shul, which is now a church. And I did Havdalah from there, from the church, from in front of it. Anyway, so I went to see Judy, and Judy was there. She had introduced me to services at Temple Israel, which was where we had the concert with 613. And that was actually the first place where I went for the high holidays. I'd reached out to the then cantor there, but I didn't hear back from him. And instead, I got this note in my box for Marcia. And so because Marcia left the note in my box, and because I contacted the shul there, and I got involved in the choir, I was a bass soloist for the high holidays and choir section leader. Because of that experience, that's why I was pushed into the cantorate, because of Stephen Dubov. Had I not have answered to that call, I wouldn't be here today talking to you as a cantor, probably. Maybe I would have ended up in a different circuitous route to end up in this same place. But yeah, it's that fateful moment. So in honor of Marcia, who, listen, I'm going to do listen. Okay. It's by Doug Kotler. Listen. And we used to do that a lot back in those days. Doug Kotler was really big. He was the head of the URJ. He was basically the Josh Nelson. He was heading the URJ biennial and all that something. Here we go. I'm going to share this with you guys. This was kind of this song du jour. I don't know if they still do it in Michigan, but here I found a website with it. Doug Codler and Jeff Marks. Jeff Marks! I didn't know that Jeff Marks wrote this. The music, Doug Codler. 1989. Whale and Blubber Music. Nice. DougCodler.com. Boop-a-doop. There it is. So this is something that goes right into the Shema. So there's this whole English introduction. And we used to sing it for the Shema. That was back then. I haven't heard it in many years. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all of your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Oh, close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way, and listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. That's the song. I remember learning that when I first started singing with Yubav, and we sang it also over at Temple Israel as well. I remember doing their outdoor services there. It was a big thing. We used to sing that there. I did lead some services as well as at Temple Israel. Thank you, Kathleen. Good point about Torah. This week's Parsha. Yeah, we've read that before. You shall be a blessing. Okay, so that's Misha Berach. Yeah, we'll do. This is like a flashback to my to the '90s here. Just a minute. Debbie Freeman. You already know the lyrics for Misha Berach. Oh, come on. Stop this. Would you stop it? Okay, here we go. Here, friends. Debbie Friedman. I met her before I was a cantor. It was actually part of the same part of the story. I was not in cantorial school. This was the first thing I did with Cantor Stephen Dubov after he found out I was a Jew. He said, "What are you doing being an opera singer? You need to become a cantor." As soon as he found out, he said, "You're going to go to Havdalah Shira. You're going to learn to be a song leader, and you will work with me as my song leader, and you'll go to cantorial school, and then we'll work together after you graduate." And then, so that was the plan. Unfortunately, he passed far too early. My first job as a solo cantor, he died as I was taking that position right after school. So it's very sad. But this I learned this from Debbie Friedman at Oconomowoc, the only town in the city, the only city in America, I think, that is 10 letters long. Every other letter is the letter O. And they just had their Oconomowoc meeting recently called Havdalah Shira. And that was where I went in 1998, 2 years before I would end up in cantorial school. That summer, he sent me off there. And I learned from Debbie Friedman, Craig Taubman, and Danny Mossing, and Julie Silver, and all the awesome people there. So too many to list. And I was learning from them song leading, and it was a deeply spiritual and moving experience, and it inspired me to write my first music. That's why I wrote my Lachadodi, the jazz Lachadodi, and the Micha Mambo, as people call it. It's that's where I was kind of inspired to start writing music, was from those teachers at Havdalah Shira. And I shared my first music while I was there, my first Jewish composition, Lachadodi, which at the time I was writing it for the jazz Shabbat that they did they would have an annual jazz Shabbat, which they imported from New Orleans, where Dubov was previously the cantor. And and so I was writing for that, and that's where I presented it first, though, was at Havdalah Shira at Oconomowoc. A little piece of trivia: the only city in America where every other letter is the letter O. Don't you know? Okay, so. Anyone in need of healing, you can put it in the chat. May the source of strength, oh, bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Michebera imotenu mekor abracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say to a land that God will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lechirach, on your journey God will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. And God shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechirach, on your journey, God will bless you. You shall be a blessing, Lechilah. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing, Lechilah. Buy one Debbie, get one free. That was You Shall Be a Blessing. I immediately went to Misha Berach because I was requested before. You all like my Bossa Nova. Thank you. Oh, it still makes me cry too. Oh, Marcia. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sending love and hugs to you and the fam. Thanks for being a part of my life and being a part of helping me to get where I need to be. It was a tough time for me. That was when I lost my dad. That was that time in Michigan. So I'll do the Bossa Nova. If you like the Bossa Nova, I'll do it. For you, Robert. First composition. I actually did it this Shabbos for Lacharodi. I only do four verses though, or 5 verses max for this tune. Can't do the full 9 as we usually do with this melody. Lacharodi likrat Allah b'nei Shabbat lekabelah. Lacharodi likrat Allah b'nei Shabbat lekabelah. Shomor v'zachor v'dibur echad yishmi'anu el mi'ulchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Hashem u'tiferet v'niteilah. Lacharodi likrat Allah b'nei Shabbat lekabelah. Lacharodi likrat Allah b'nei Shabbat lekabelah. Boi v'shalom aderet malan gam b'simcha otzot olam. Toch emunei yom sigula boi chala lechadodi likrat Allah b'nei Shabbat lekabelah. Lacharodi likrat Allah b'nei Shabbat lekabelah. B'nei Shabbat lekabelah. B'nei Shabbat lekabelah. Yesh Kochavim. I did that this week too. For I actually did this at a funeral this week. A request for the husband of a past president, for Marty. As we there are stars up above, so far away, we only see the light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the nights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. יש כוכבים שאורם בגיעצה, רק אשר הם עצמם עבדו בינם. יש אנשים שזיו זיו קרם מאיר, כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. עוד אלה המרחיקים בחשכת הליל, הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, את הדרך. הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, את הדרך. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. Okay. All right, friends. La rosa en flores. Okay, I want to pick your brains right now instead of taking requests right now. I want to just taking endless requests. Maybe for next week, since there is no Havdalah like this, we're going to be doing Shavuos. I'm planning to teach about women. Like normally I do the music of Ruth, but I was thinking of expanding it because Ruth is the book that we read from. It's the scroll that we read from, the book of Ruth. There are only really two scrolls named after women, and that is Ruth and Esther. There are other women who, of course, are prominent in the Torah and prominent parts of our story. Sarah, Rachel, Rebecca, Leah from the Torah. But there's also, there's Devorah, and there's Miriam, prophetesses. So I just was wondering, is there anything that you would want me to explore beyond just Ruth? Any music you'd want me to explore of theirs? Anything that you were thinking you would like to hear? Also, I'm planning to take a trip to Europe, and I was supposed to go on a trip with a big group, but these days group travel to Europe is actually it's not practical in terms of COVID. That we know that, but especially for COVID. But if you're traveling alone, it's much less likely, or not totally alone, but not with a large group. It's much less likely for you to get COVID or to become ill on those types of trips. So even though the ACC canceled their trip, I'm hoping to go to Europe. And I was wondering if you would think of following a series of concerts and a series of dedications and other kinds of explorations of Europe with me, to travel virtually with me. Is that something that would interest you? if I take a trip to Europe, if you would consider following me on that trip. I would be with a guide, of course, and I would be safe. But it's something I was thinking of doing with, since I'm scheduled to be gone, even though they canceled it, I scheduled myself to be gone and for Joe to fill in for me. And so I'm planning to go on a trip. So let me know what you think of that. If you would consider attending virtual concerts and going to places virtually with me, if that interests you, traveling virtually to Poland and Prague and other parts of Europe. In terms of music choices, okay, good. Yeah, I was thinking about other women, just expanding it to, there's a lot of music for Esther, obviously. There's a lot of music for other women, and to celebrate them biblically. There's a lot of contemporary settings and tropes and whatnot that are attributed to them. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. Pick your mind in terms of next week, and also going into, it'll be late June, early July. You'd follow me virtually. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, wonderful. Yes, Jerry, thank you. Yes, Asia, South America, Mars, you name it, we'd watch it. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, virtual trip sounds fun. Lauren would follow me too. I would imagine you would. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank you, Eileen. Okay, wonderful. Thanks for following me. Sim. You mean Sim Shalom? Is that what you mean? Arieki. Sim. Si. Yes, that's what you meant. Sim. I think that's what you meant. Yes. You've been living vicariously for years. Will you go to Lithuania? I believe I would. I'm talking with a friend now who's part of the summer stage in Lithuania. He does concerts there, and he said he could set me up, possibly, with in Kovno, Lithuania, in Kaunas, which is where our ancestors are from, in Lithuania. Marcia, we're probably related if you're from Lithuania. I probably have the family tree to prove it too. I don't know if the Rofels are, but I could look it up. I have a huge family tree now, massive. Would it be in Facebook or Instagram? It would probably be through our usual mechanisms here at the synagogue, Yidei Karmi, probably through Facebook and the synagogue website and YouTube, the three places where we syndicate to. I think that's it. All right, friends. Anyway, think about that. You can message me with ideas if you have ideas or thoughts on music to share for next week, about women, and women for Shavuos. That's kind of where my mind is focusing on Ruth, but expanding Ruth into comparing to other sounds of women in the Bible, biblical women. Okay, so that's it. All right, friends. Thank you. Hasta la chala, baby. I'll see you later. And until next time, be happy. Have a great Shavua. Shavua Tov, may your week be sweet. Okay?